to the other corner of the eye. If you have a Kerry that has too much face hair, and that's one of the mistakes that I see in even groomers in competitions, leave too much face hair on them. The head is supposed to be a cylinder. It's very similar to the refined head on a wire fox and the smooth fox. It's very flat in the cheek. It should not appear cheeky at all. He's got a really, really nice head. He's a good specimen. If he ever gets his head together, Hunter, yeah, then you may see him in the show ring. So if you've got too much hair, and it's way too fuzzy and bulky, and by what I mean by that is, does this need to come down? How's that, better? If it's all out like that, real wide and fly away, then you would take your thinning shears up in there, one cut at a time, up towards the eye, keeping in mind where the eye is at all times. Make a few cuts, and then comb out the hair that you've cut. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a fun class. I saved the good ones for the last. He wants to know what's going on with the Airedale. He wants the Airedale. And the Airedale's actually backing down from him. So you comb the hair out that you cut, and you end up with a straight side on that face. So you cut underneath. We've learned a lot about use with thinning shears today, I think. Just bulk it out, comb it down until you get flat. There's nothing sticking out past this dog's cheek here. It just comes straight down. He's also clipped up to the flow. Boy, did I do a quick job. I didn't believe getting this program together. So that it all kind of flows forward. Bulk out underneath. Don't top cut. Leave that to the handler who's taking the dog in the ring, and it'll be her fault. And we have a saying, if you cut off more than 5 inches of hair, hide it. If the owner did the dog and you're re-grooming it. 1, 2, 3 cuts. And we'll just bring this face down. And it starts to get really long and pretty. And then to walk in the ring, we'd probably top it off with a little bit of hairspray if it's a windy day. We still need a little more. We've got a bump going on there. I've had people bring Kerrys to me at the dog show that Marge is supposed to show in an hour, untrimmed, matted, okay? And my thought in a grooming contest is, stupid owners, they can't keep these dogs in coat, they can't get them ready for the ring, we got to do this, all this, in an hour. And that's how I get my dogs done in the time allotted in a grooming contest, is I pretend I'm at a dog show. And it's all in the profile, get that profile in there. So they're supposed to have a soft, curly coat. He does. He has a very correct coat. I use some moisture on his body coat in order to make the curls pop back in after he was blow-dried. He looked gorgeous yesterday, and he proceeded to throw up 2 seconds after he went into the truck. And I was so happy the way he looked. I got up to the kennel, and I said, Marge, wait till you see Hunter. I'm going to bring him out for you. I got him out. He was wet to here. He had slime on his back legs. He looked horrible. Well, he did look good. But we're trying to grow the hair out on his front legs. He could probably use with a little more fullness. I guess he gets bored in the kennel sometimes, and he self-grooms. So One of the other biggest mistakes that I see people make with this breed is they leave entirely too much hair on the back of the neck. This should come flat, flat, flat to the shoulders and then gently arch up into the back of the neck. This is not long, this hair. You can see how short it is. I started this trim with a 5/8 blade. The new Andis 5/8 blade, well, it's not new, it's been around for a couple years. On his top line, he had a lot of hair. And I just went in with that blade and I cut a flat patch on the back of his back right here. And then I went in, I cut in my angulation. They're supposed to be well let down in the hock. I stopped trimming with the blade. I used a 5 blade on the back of his legs to set the angulation. And I stopped trimming at the bend of stifle with the clipper because I didn't want to go too far and cut off some hock hair that I needed. So I realized that you're not going to get a Kerry Blue trim standing up and listening to me talk for 15, 20 minutes about this breed. The thing that I want to get across is that it's short, okay? I trimmed his flat work, his chest, with a 5 blade, okay? This is a 1/2 inch in length. It started up under the ear here with the 5 blade. And I cut off the entire shoulder and the side of his neck right here and the chest. I did the shortest blade on the Arco on his clipper work in his throat and the ears and the cheeks and up to the canine underneath. All right. I left the top of the head because I like a little texture there, so I scissored that. So he also has the W, okay? They all have a W. You see it? Here's the outside. Here's the middle of the W. His forechest comes down to where his legs join the body. So it's the outside of the W here, and the center is the forechest, the bone. Does everybody see that? Anybody not see it? Okay. Okay, we've covered the head, the fall. We've clipped the ears. We've done the throat. Once again, on the legs, short on the back, parallel lines inside and outside. Leave the front, very tight foot. Okay? Yeah, I know, I love you too. Don't get carried away with leaving a big amount of hair here. That's another thing that I see is humps on Kerrys. They don't want to have a hump. They want to have a nice arch going on, not a hump. But I even left a little, left a little bit too much hair. Hunter, come on, dude. I know, I love you too. Left a little bit too much hair, and it's a hard spot to get. And you want to, when you do your clipper work, take that off. They have a rounded side and very short under here. You can even, with your 5/8 blade, if you are worried about it, grab the loin hair. That's going to stay. Reverse your 5/8 blade, which is what you used here, and run your 5/8 blade against the grain under the chest towards between his front legs. Don't take it all off because you need the impression of depth of chest from the front, okay? This is very short under here. It's very short. Look, I mean, really. That's one of the problems that I see people do, too, is they clip down and they try to make it look like a Schnauzer trim and leave a line along the side. Don't do that. It all blends down and goes forward right underneath. And then it's a little longer in between the front legs, and I've even got some armpit hair here to keep that filled in because I don't want to look shelly or hollowed out in there, okay? So, any questions? We have a